Hello everyone. It is Thursday, April 20th. I don't know this time, probably about 4 p.m. maybe. Actually no, probably about 5 p.m. possibly, not really sure. So I don't know about y'all, but I've had a rough couple of 2 days. So I wasn't actually going to do a live stream today because my whole entire schedule got thrown off. So I told y'all I was implementing a strict schedule to combat Satan. Well, Satan has totally shredded my schedule for the last 2 days. So just everything possible that could go wrong to disrupt my schedule has now been accomplished, including I've actually put a screw through my middle finger through my finger yesterday evening, trying to hang up a curtain rod that turned out to be the wrong size anyway, after I had misplaced my tape measure. And then today my daughter was sick, so it's never ending. But I want to bring something up, a couple points actually. That's why I came on here. I was going to skip forego the live stream for today because my whole schedule, I'm just behind. But then I decided this was important and I should come on here and talk about it, but it's not going to be a long thing by any means. I just want to say that, and also I'm having internet issues, so I'm in my car doing it from my phone. We are entering into we need to be on guard a little bit more than we normally would. So a couple years back, I was watching a Father Ripperger talk, and he had talked about how Halloween among the Satanists is for amateurs. The actual hardcore Satanists and hardcore pagans don't really care about Halloween as much as they care about Beltane. And he didn't say that, but he said the feast day in the spring. And so the feast day in the spring, which is supposed to represent fertility, and it's a twisted form of fertility. It's a lot of if you followed Aleister Crowley, if you know anything about him, sex, magic, stuff like that, it's a twisted anti-God take on fertility. But excuse me, hold on. He said anybody that is serious about paganism or serious about Satanism, this is their high holy day. And so from what I understand, the actual feast day, if you will, is on May 1st, which to me is very interesting because May 1st is also a big high holy day, if you will, for communist countries. It celebrates communism. So in response to that, the church has said, we are implementing the feast day of St. Joseph the Worker to combat this idea of communism because it is anti-Christ and anti-Catholic Church. So on May 1st, we actually have this high holy day in the Satan realm, satanic Satanism realm and pagan realm of Beltane. We have May Day amongst the communists, and then we have amongst the Catholics the holy feast day of St. Joseph the Worker. And as we all know, along with St. Joseph being the patron saint of work and workers and artisans, he's also the terror of demons. So we should invoke him, and not only as the worker, but as terror of demons on this day as well. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to pray a novena. Because I don't know about y'all, but my whole life is I'm in some weird spiritual combat twilight zone over here. Pray for me, y'all. I need it. I sure as heck need it. Anyway, that's not what I really want to talk about, but I did want to highlight that so we can increase our prayers and be on guard. And I did post about that in my community board. But something has happened this week equally, if not more, evil. And so what I wanted to say about this, about Beltane is, even though that's the actual feast day on May 1st, apparently they start their rituals ahead of time to prepare for it. And so I was listening to somebody who studies this stuff, studies the occult activity or whatever, and they said they were going to start their rituals, or they start their rituals right around now, April 19th, which would have been yesterday. And so yesterday, April 19th, church militant, as well as actually not even just church militant, ABC News covered something. I should read the ABC News one. It's super short first. You know what? I printed them out. I didn't grab that one. I did post it on my community board though. But anyway, I guess I'll cover the church militant one. Something very evil has happened in the Pope's Cathedral. And so church militant points it out. ABC News pointed it out and said that Rome regrets that this has happened, as it is a violation. And so this is very evil what happened, and is going to require lots of reparations. So you might as well just start the penances and the reparations if you haven't already done that. Now is a good time for reparations because, we just had all that grace poured on us from Divine Mercy Sunday. So we should be in a relatively high state of grace, if you will, back to our baptismal state, and if we haven't messed it up by now. But so now's a good time to do reparations is my point. So Anglican bishop celebrates mass in Pope's Cathedral. St. John Lateran Archbasilica hosts Masonic divorced remarried prelate. That's the title of this article. And now Rome has come out and spoke against it and said it was a mistake and it was a miscommunication. Regardless, it doesn't matter. It's still evil. Very, very evil. Probably, I would say even maybe more evil than Pachamama. I'm that serious. Pope meets Anglican prelates. Okay, sorry. Rome. An Anglican bishop has triggered outrage after celebrating Mass in the Roman Rite at the Archbasilica of St. John Lateran, the official ecclesiastical seat of the Pope as Bishop of Rome. This is an absolute abomination. This is an absolute outrageous abomination. Bishop Jonathan Baker, a suffragan bishop in the Diocese of London, celebrated the liturgy on Tuesday at what's known as the Mother of all Churches of Rome and of the world. St. John Lateran supersedes St. Peter's Basilica in primacy, and despite the grandeur of St. Peter's, designated a basilica, compared to the Lateran Archbasilica, St. John's remains the cathedral church of the Roman pontiff. And I didn't even know that. So it's actually his church, the Pope's church is not St. Peter's, it's St. John Lateran, sorry. The clerics from Fulham, a traditionalist Anglo-Catholic group that rejects the ordination of women, are in Rome at the Villa Palazzola for their clergy conference, an event held once every 3 years. So that's fascinating. So traditional Anglicans, y'all, are allowed to celebrate Mass, but traditional Catholic priests that want to celebrate the TLM are not. They're outlawed. That's I don't know if there's anything more evil than that. I don't know. Honest to God, I don't know. That's why I'm saying it's even more evil than Pachamama, given the context and given the circumstances. So anyway, on Wednesday morning, Pope Francis met Bishop Baker and Bishop Glenn Webster, former Bishop of Beverly, after the papal audience in St. Peter's Square. The clerics also visited the English College and were treated to a dinner and an after-dinner talk with Cardinal Jared Mueller, former prefect of the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith. Baker triggered controversy in the Church of England after he was appointed Bishop of Ebbsfleet in 2011, despite being an active and senior Freemason. So if you don't know, this is their plan, y'all. I've been trying to point this out for 3 freaking years now. This is their plan. They want to subvert Catholicism with other denominations. This is why the charismatic movement is so evil, in my opinion, because it promotes this universality. It promotes indifferentism. But this is the other side of it, though. So even among like traditional Anglican people, there's still Freemasons that want to subvert the Catholic Church. That's what this is all about, subversion. While a student at Oxford University, Baker joined the Apollo University Lodge, a Masonic lodge associated with the university, and served as its worshipful master. He held the senior position of Deputy Grand Chaplain at the United Grand Lodge of England. And this is what I have been trying to say. Protestantism allowed Masons to wear a Christian mask, a Christian mask. That's the story of the birth of America, y'all. Baker's Freemason initiation ceremony involved vowing to keep the secrets of Freemasonry, being blindfolded, wearing a hangman's noose, it's the same as always, and being warned that those who break the oaths of allegiance will have their throats slit, and they will slit your throat, by the way. That's not a joke, and that they're not messing around. And their tongues torn out before being buried in the sand. Under pressure, just before his consecration as bishop, Baker said he would stop being a member of the lodge so he could concentrate on his Episcopal ministry. I wish nothing to distract from the inauguration of that ministry. In 2014, Baker wrote, to his clergy, informing them that he had been given permission by Richard Chartres, Bishop of London, and Justin Welby, Archbishop of Canterbury, to remarry after his divorce. Yeah, that's the story of Anglicanism, right? That's how it was born. King Henry, remember? Or King Henry VIII, remember him? So he's divorced and remarried in a private civil ceremony. Converts outraged. Traditionalist Catholics and Anglican converts to Catholicism reacted with outrage to photographs of the service posted on social media and blasted the Holy See for permitting Anglicans to celebrate the liturgy at the Archbasilica. Father Ed Tomlinson, sorry, it's hot in here, an ex-Anglican priest who converted to Catholicism and is now a Catholic priest of the Anglican Ordinate, tweeted, "Strange how Anglo-Catholic clergy who turned down gracious offer of the ordinate to remain in a liberalized Protestant body are all over social media, like giggly schoolgirls, because they celebrated a non-Catholic mass at St. John Lateran. Talk about cognitive dissonance." Anglican deacon and celebratory television presenter Calvin Robinson responded, "No, Father, they posted a picture of their retreat and mass, as they always do. There was no giggling. That's dishonest. What is interesting is the vitriolic abuse they receive from former Anglican converts to Rome. The lack of charity," and that's what they always say, right? We're uncharitable. No. Our charity is rightly ordered. God, men. God first, men second. Is incredibly sad to see from the outside. No, this is sad to see, but not that. Not the people who are outraged over it. What about Catholic lay faithful who happen to be, by chance, to be present? How can they know what is being celebrated on a Catholic altar in a Catholic basilica using a Catholic missal is in fact an Anglican Eucharist celebrated by Anglican ministers? Exactly. Okay, so let's see. It was absolutely inappropriate for the Pope or someone acting with his clearance to grant permission to Anglicans to have a mass in the Lateran Basilica when Rome's own venerable rite had been hounded out of churches and driven from the side altars of St. Peter's. Exactly my point. That's why it is so incredibly evil. I mean, there's no other word to describe this, but absolutely evil. Whether it was intentioned, whether it was a miscommunication or not, regardless, it is incredibly, incredibly, incredibly evil. An Anglican source told Church Militant that the Anglican clergy had celebrated communion using the Roman rite, as is the common practice in most Anglo-Catholic parishes in the British Isles. Another issue at hand is that a number of Anglo-Catholic bishops and priests have valid but irregular Catholic orders, having been ordained by schismatic bishops or Eastern or Oriental Orthodox bishops who themselves were validly consecrated bishops. The Vatican may have cleared Baker because of that. The Vatican's Dicastery for Promoting Christian Unity has stated, "The diocesan bishops may allow priests, ministers, or communities not in full communion with the Catholic Church the use of the church." Okay, do they allow the SSPX? Of course not. Of course they don't. It's such a lie. And also lend them what may be necessary for their services, if they do not have a place or the liturgical objects necessary for celebrating worthily their religious ceremonies. Where there's a good ecumenical relationship, I'm so sick of that word, y'all, ecumenical. Ecumenical does not mean the watering down of Catholicism. It does not mean letting schismatics and heretics into the church. It means trying to convert the schismatics and heretics to the Catholic Church. That's what it should mean. The definition has somehow gotten lost. Where there is a good ecumenical relationship and understanding between the communities, the shared ownership or use of such church premises over an extended period of time may become a matter of practical interest. The Directory for the Application of the Principles and Norms in Ecumenism adds, Rome has 2 Anglican churches and a chapel at the Anglican Center in Rome, which enjoys close relations with the Holy See. Well, maybe they should use those next time, would be my request. Not that I'm anybody. But yeah, so what makes it even infinitely more evil is the attack on the traditional Latin Mass. So you're not going to let a traditional Catholic priest celebrate a traditional Catholic Mass, the Mass of 2,000 years, 1,500 years, whatever, in a parish, a regular parish, but you're going to let a heretic, a Anglican Protestant, celebrate a traditional liturgy. That's insane. Do you understand what is do you understand how insane that is? And the fact that he's an active practicing Freemason, well, he says he's not practicing anymore. You can't believe a word they say. They major in deception. This is an attempt to subvert Catholicism. That's exactly what this is. This is an abomination, and mark my words, the church will feel the wrath of God if reparations are not made. Appropriate reparations, significant reparations. And so instead of coming on YouTube and listening to everybody complain about this, like everybody's going to, and rightfully so, reparations need to be made. I'm talking fasting, cold showers. I guess my cold shower tomorrow will be offered up for this. Like, it's just, the list is never ending. Like, it's not easy being a Catholic in 2023. Anyway, I'm going to sign off here. Hope y'all have a sparkling night. Stay holy. Do penance. Do reparations. Joan of Arc Media out.